Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Say what up, Shane.
What's up, nerds?
We are back with another day of Duskmourn spoilers. Are you ready to talk about these new cards, Shane?
Oh boy, am I. Welcome back, by the way.
Welcome back. That is right. Thank you. I am glad to be back. In case you guys didn't know, I was over the pond on vacation in England, and it was great. But I'm back. I'm ready to talk about some brand new cards because we have another set coming out already. So let's go ahead and talk about these cards because you guys talked about those awesome cards that were in the debut stream over the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
which is when the first day was. There's another day yesterday, very minimal cards we'll talk about right now, and we'll talk about the rest for today's.
Cool.
So this first card is Split Up. It is 1 and 2 white for a sorcery. Choose one. Destroy all tapped creatures or destroy all untapped creatures.
Dang.
That seems pretty good.
That seems pretty good for 3 mana.
Yeah, 3 mana after you swing in, tap all your stuff down, and be like, okay, now everything else is destroyed. Especially in a game of EDH.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Good versatility.
It is good versatility. And I remember, like, this would go really well in Hilda.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember when they announced the Jurassic Park ones, Don't Move was a card. That was 5 mana that said destroy all tapped creatures. And then it said until your next turn, whenever a creature becomes tapped, you destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be good in Hilda. Is this an upgrade to that card? It is 2 less mana. Granted, it doesn't have that ability where you can anything that taps for the rest until your next turn is destroyed.
Yeah.
But also 2 less mana. Like I said,
I
it's
think
good.
it's a strict upgrade, but I guess that there are stipulations where it's the other one stopping people from attacking. But yeah, this seems really good. Really cheap, really good board wipe.
True. I don't know if it's going to see standard play. We're getting to a point where there's a lot of board wipes now. So who knows?
Better for
We'll see.
EDH.
Moving on to another card. It is Valgavoth's Lair. It's an enchantment land. It's got hexproof, and it enters tapped. As it enters, you choose a color, and you can tap it to add 1 mana of a chosen color. Interesting rare land there. Is it good? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think this is that good.
Yeah? Why not?
I think it's going to be good for the story. It seems very pivotal and important, but it's slow and only taps for 1 color.
It is slow. It always enters tapped, which sucks.
Yeah.
And hexproof, is that relevant on this kind of land? I mean, yes, it completely mana fixes you. You can choose any color you want, and it prevents people from blowing up the 1 color that you needed, right? That's
True.
pretty good.
In any deck that cares about enchantments, this is an enchantment. That could be
It
relevant.
does.
Lands that are
Yeah.
those like artifact lands, those see play because of artifact shenanigans. So your deck cares about enchantments, possibly.
This also cares about any card that care about Constellation, like
Yeah,
because that's basically ETB enchantments. So this would count.
that's true.
So yes, we're talking down, but also talking up because this is really good in an enchantment deck, I suppose. This is also called the paranormal treatment. This is pretty cool. How do you feel about this card art treatment?
I'm biased, man. It seems very 80s and synthy and retro, and I love it. It's ridiculous. It's outlandish. It's very loud, and I want to get them all.
Want to get them all. Yeah. Start collecting, man. It's going to be a lot of them. All right. Moving on, we have Undead Sprinter. It is a black and a red for a 2/2 creature zombie. It's got trample, it's got haste, and it says you may cast it from your graveyard if a non-zombie creature died this turn. If you do, Undead Sprinter enters with a +1/+1 counter on it.
Dang.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. What's the grave crawler I'm thinking of, right? That has similar ability.
You can, yeah, cast from the
really cool
graveyard. It is cool because you kill something your opponent has and then bring this out as a 3/3 trample haster.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted, you can sacrifice one of your things, like a Deadly Dispute or something. Use those 2 treasures, bring it out.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I foresee this seeing play.
And this card effect is called the Mirror Monster treatment. Every kind of card that has a reflection of a monster coming at person on the card is the Mirror Monster.
What is this, like a camera lens or a scope? I don't even know.
This one appears to be some kind of camera lens or something. There's multiple different kinds of this mirror monster treatment. It's like looking in a mirror, a literal mirror, or a
Yeah,
shard of glass. I've
glasses or
seen
yeah,
some, yeah. It's pretty cool.
I like it.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's just go ahead and move on to the final card we missed from yesterday before we're moving on to these new cards from the stream today. It's one of those rooms. That's right. It is Mirror Room and Fractured Realm. Mirrored Room is 2 and a blue. They are both enchantment rooms, so you can cast either half. That door unlocks on the battlefield. As a sorcery, you may pay the mana cost of the locked door to unlock it. So the Mirror Room, like I said, 2 and a blue. It says when you unlock this door, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's a reflection in addition to its other creature types. And Fractured Realm is 5 and 2 blue. It says if a triggered ability of a permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Whoa, it's like we've seen that effect
I'm gonna say
every set.
those are really strong words.
Those are really strong words. Yeah, Panharmonicon again, right?
Oh, with
We just
upside.
keep seeing this. Just keep seeing this effect over and over and over. So
You have to make
yeah,
copies of stuff. This seems good. I remember when we first talked about this with Steven, I was like figuring out what a room was on the fly, and I said like, oh, it's just like a class that you have to level up, but then yeah, Steven's like, no, you can just play it the one half. Like you could just play it on the Fractured Realm, you could play it on Mirror, you don't have to
yeah.
go through it. I'm like, you're right, and the more and more I'm thinking about it, rooms look pretty sick. I like the flexibility of them.
Open it up on either side.
Yeah,
It's
and
pretty
the
cool.
art, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, the art is incredible here. This is just the full art for this version.
Yeah.
So this is really cool.
The set and this art and this set.
The
Loving it
set,
so
the art,
far.
and the set.
Yep.
Banger.
Those are words that I said. I love it.
Those are words that you said. I love it.
Stop copying me.
All right, let's move on to the cards that they talked about on the stream today. This first one is a new Overlord. It's Overlord of the Boilerbilges. That's a weird word. 4 and 2 red for a 5/5 enchantment creature avatar horror. It does have the impending of 4 for 2 and 2 red. And it says whenever an Overlord of the Boilerbilges enters or attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target.
It's okay.
It is okay.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
it's not.
okay.
I'm gonna give it an okay.
Yeah, 4. I mean,
Or
4
targeted
mana.
damage is good. Like sure.
Yeah, but 4 mana, I have to wait 4 turns to do
Yeah.
4 damage.
I mean, luckily there are ways to remove time counters. But yeah,
Sure.
I know what you mean.
But still not good.
Yeah, no, I get it. 4 damage to a targeted thing, kind of lame, slowish. Even though it's pretty slow. It's slow.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's a way to cheat it out and just like, it just comes back and does its thing immediately. Or even still, it's like, ugh, 4 damage, dude.
4 damage. No bueno. This
We
is
need more.
also the Japanese showcase treatment,
Love it. Looks
in case you
awesome.
were wondering.
Looks
Kind of
scary
just
and
like
awesome.
the overlords are just getting this kind of treatment here. So
Very cool.
it is actually very cool. But as far as its card goes, not for me.
Yeah, it's a
Too
solid like
expensive.
meh.
Solid meh. Let's go ahead and move on. It's Tyvar, the Pummerler. It's 1 and 2 green for a 3/3 legendary creature elf warrior. It says tap another untapped creature you control. Tyvar gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. You can also pay 2 and 2 green. Creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control.
There's a lot going on in this card.
There's a lot going on. Speaking of
Jeez.
going on in this card, this art, by the way, another treatment is called the double exposure treatment.
We're getting so much art.
We're getting so many different treatments.
Is Tyvar about to fight like the alien from Alien?
Looks
like
that
it.
way.
With the card, dude.
The card. It's
Got
interesting, right?
way to protect itself, which is awesome. And it's like what, a crater hoof? Like
Kind of.
I
mean,
know, kind of.
Craterhoof gave everything the amount of
You're
creatures that you
right.
controlled, right?
You're right. You're right.
But this might be better.
Well, this is hoping that you have something very big.
Exactly.
Not so much going wide as far as just Or maybe a mixture of going wide and going tall. I don't know. Really good card though. Could be a fun commander? Question mark.
Yeah. I mean, it also would be better if it gave trample to things too. I mean, granted, there are ways to give trample in
How
Magic.
many things do you want the card to do for you, man?
I mean, Critterhoof gave trample.
True. A Crater was okay. You're right. Couldn't have Crater Hub as your commander. That'd be nuts.
Yeah, it would be nuts. Um, but no, I think Tyvar is pretty powerful.
I do too. I'd like to
I
talk about
do.
him more as a. I mean, would you even play him Elf Ball? I don't know. Probably not, because elves tend to not get super duper tall, but good.
You definitely could. This might be really good in Voja.
Ooh, actually, yeah,
Hmm.
very very good in Boja.
That
David
would
might have
be,
some words about that.
yeah, I would say. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. We got ourselves a sequel. That's right. It's the Meathook Massacre 2. It's XX and 4 black for a legendary enchantment that says when Meathook Massacre 2 enters, each player sacrifices X creatures. It also says whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 3 life. If you do, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it. And it also says whenever a creature an opponent control dies, they may pay 3 life. If they don't, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it.
Yep, they had to make the sequel.
Had to make the sequel. Does that mean we're going to get a third one eventually?
Let's hope not. It's not a trilogy, bud.
It might be. It might be a trilogy. You never know.
I mean, it's a card, and I would say it's got words that make me say, "Wow, that's pretty good."
It's not, people are saying it's not as good as the first one because the first one was 2 in X, and you can pay lots into that X where you have to pay a little bit more because you have to basically double that X every time.
Yeah,
So if you wanted everybody to sacrifice 2 creatures, then you'd have to pay 8 mana for this, which is pretty hefty.
yeah,
But on the flip side, don't pay anything into the X, and it's just an enchantment that says whenever an opponent's creature dies, they have to pay 3 life or you just get it. That's
that's true.
awesome.
In a deck that, like, I can already imagine those decks that have you sacking creatures every game, like every turn,
Yes,
and then they're just
aristocrat strategy.
yeah,
It would
and then
be
well, I'm
nuts.
saying like that are making your opponents sack cards every like, and then you'll just get them back unless they pay life. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like it. I mean, I get that it's not nothing can ever be as good as the original in movies. Makes sense, right? The sequel always sucks, but this one's not that bad. This one, maybe give it a chance. We'll see.
Give it a chance. Sometimes the sequel is better, but we will see if it sees any play in standard. I can see this in EDH for sure.
Yeah, without a
Yeah,
doubt.
especially, yeah, I mean, if you draw this late game too, put all that into the X. Who cares?
Yeah,
Let's see what your opponents pick.
that's a
3 life.
momentum swing.
Yeah, especially if you just board wipe something, pay 3 life for each creature,
Or I get them.
or I get them. Yeah. Also, another card treatment here. It's called Lurking Evil.
This is a treatment. This looks okay. Well, what's the original look like then?
So you see the little creature with the eyes down at the bottom?
Yeah.
That is not there on the original.
Oh,
So,
this has got it.
yeah, so if you see like some creature that's just lurking in the art itself,
Got it.
that's the Lurking Evil treatment. You
That's
really got
cool.
to pay attention to when you open packs to make
Okay.
sure you get that specific treatment because sometimes it's very hard to see.
Well, let's see what it looks like in foil. That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. Moving on to a new Leyline. That's right, Leylines are back. It's Leyline of Resonance. It's 2 and 2 red for an enchantment that says if Leyline of Resonance is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Also says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This is so stupid.
It's pretty stupid, dude.
J- like mono red needed any more help.
Yeah.
Like basically you can just mulligan until you get this in your opening hand, put it on the battlefield, and then all of your combat tricks are just doubled.
Yeah. Like it's so hard to balance cards that could potentially be free on the battlefield from the beginning. And this one
Yeah,
is just really strong.
yeah. We got confirmation, by the way. We do not talk about reprints, but the black ley line is being reprinted for this.
Hmm.
But yeah, this one's a new ley line. So
This one's cool. And by
this
cool,
one's
I mean
cool.
strong.
It is very strong. It's going to be super annoying in standard. It's really good in just those copy decks. I mean,
Yeah.
still elite would love this, you know?
You know, I'm already imagining those red decks that would win turn 2. This is just yeah, cool.
Yeah. All those target creature and draw a card. That's not doubled. So cool. I think we could just move on. We got a new enchantment room. That's right. We have central elevator for 3 and a blue. It says when you unlock this door, search your library for a room card that doesn't have the same name as a room you control. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Also has promising stairs, which is 2 and a blue. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. You'll win the game if there are 8 or more different names among unlocked doors of rooms you control.
Right. Dude, I love when they add cards that just say you win the game. That makes it
I don't
fun.
It does make it fun. However, this card will never see play.
You say that, but if there are enough rooms, somebody's gonna build it in EDH and meme it up on a Friday night. I'm
We're
telling you.
gonna. I mean, if you're playing EDH with just rooms, this is the only card that wins the game, right?
Yeah,
So
and
1 out
sure.
of 99. Good luck.
No. So this one on the half can search you for another room, but rooms are enchantments, so just have a bunch of enchantments search for. Like, there's ways to get them that aren't. I don't know. It's a meme. It's a stupid meme, but it exists now.
Yeah, this is the bulk rare of the set. I'm calling it right now. No one's gonna want this card. It's just it's the set mechanic of the set that's doing it to an extreme that nobody cares about. That's
Well,
my personal thought.
I like that it's an elevator. Very
And
flavorful.
stairs.
Well, the elevator part's flavorful because it can take you to any room. The
Mm.
stairs is what's going to win you the game because it's like some fantasy stairs. The elevator, you
Ah,
just push a button and boom, you're there.
look at you finding out. Another double exposure treatment. We have a returning character to the game. It's Niko, Light of Hope. 2 white and a blue for a 3/4 legendary creature human wizard. It says when it enters, create 2 shard tokens. That's right, shards. Back in the game. In case you forgot, they're enchantments with you can pay 2, sacrifice the enchantment to scry 1, then draw a card. It also has another ability we can pay 2, tap it, exile target non-legendary creature you control. Shards you control become copies of it until the beginning of the next end step. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That sounds fun. Yeah. People are going to be able to
Yeah,
flex their brains and make some fun decks with that guy.
make some shard decks.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's,
especially because you're doing the thing and then your thing comes back.
yeah. That's what I was about to say. It's not like you're just, oh, you're gone now. No, it's like you're going to make it go away and then comes on back. That's awesome.
Especially if the thing that you're exiling, if you really want, I mean, you're not going to get the ETBs on the things that you copy it
No,
to, but when it's returned, you do get the ETB again.
that is
So
very
if you
true.
had something that did multiple different triggers on ETB and attacks or something like that,
Yeah.
man, now you're playing with portals.
You're playing with shards, dude.
Oh, that's right. Sure. Sorry.
Fun card. I want to see what people brew with this. I can see this being pretty fun.
Yeah, this seems like a really fun commander to build around. And once again, we will talk about that in our commander grades.
Cool.
All right, let's move on. Ghostbuster time. It's Ghost Vacuum. 1 mana for an artifact. Has an ability to tap it to exile target card from graveyard. You can also pay 6, tap it, sacrifice Ghost Vacuum, put each creature card exiled with Ghost Vacuum onto the battlefield under your control with a flying counter on it. Each of them is a 1/1 spirit in addition to its other types. Activate only as a sorcery.
That's awesome.
I love this card.
I'm
This
I'm
is
here for it.
this is just it. I think you could slot this in any deck, right?
Yeah, good graveyard. I mean, yeah,
Just
graveyard remover.
attack someone's graveyard for free.
Yeah.
1 mana per turn is one.
Yep.
Turn 1, just tap this whenever you feel like it.
Yep.
For free. Just
Yep.
exile target card. And then late game, oh, I've got like 7 creatures that I've exiled this game. I'll pay 6. Now I got 7 1/1s that are all those creatures.
Yeah.
Cool ETBs, hopefully.
And
And
they're
now I got
flying.
flying.
I mean, shit, maybe you're playing it in a spirit deck. So they're bigger and they get buffed from because they're spirits. I mean, that's not, you don't have to, it's in any deck, but
You could very well do that.
I'm a spirit player and I'm like, let's go. We're playing
And you know
spirits.
what? As a fan of Ghostbusters, I'm telling you right now, if they do a Ghostbusters Secret Lair,
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
Okay.
Yeah, because
How
you've
about
already said
this?
it, right? 80s themed. We're
Yeah.
looking at Ghost Vacuum right now.
Yeah.
There's got to be a Ghostbusters thing.
That's, you would think so. Maybe they got something cooking. Even if
That
they
would be
don't, though, it would be cool. You
that'd be
could
cool.
make a EDH deck that's like themed. You know what I mean? Like it might
Themed.
not be powerful, but you themed it. You're making a Ghostbuster deck.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? Time will tell. But let's go ahead and move on to the next card as another new legendary creature. It is Victor, Valgavoth's Seneschal. It's 1 white-black for a 3/3 legendary creature, human warlock. It's got Eerie, which means whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, surveil 2 if this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second time, each opponent discards a card. If it's the third time, put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. We're getting
Yeah.
spicy.
I think it's way more playable because they added not just unlocking rooms, but whenever an enchantment enters. That is kind of spicy.
That is kind of spicy. I don't know. Like, you think it's good?
I think it's fun. Does that
I think
mean
it's
good?
good.
I don't typically play. Enchantments can be auras, right? So if an enchantment aura enters, that can. I'm just because I'm thinking I played the Orzhov enchantment auras, but how about this? I'd put this in my deck. I don't know if I'd be my commander.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk about more when we
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
commander
yeah, yeah.
grades.
It seems more like a
But
helper.
will it see play in standard? That's the question.
That's gonna you answer. I have no idea.
Potentially. I mean, we got that enchantment land that we talked about earlier that can trigger this. Surveilling 2. I mean, you can cheat stuff into play.
Yeah.
Which is good. So, I don't know. It just does more things the more enchantments you play. Maybe. If shards come in, those are enchantments.
Yeah, I guess like the shards could sometimes enter not on your turn,
Sometimes.
but yeah, it's kind of it's like, well, yep, I hit my 3, I'm done. I hate cards that
Uh,
are like that.
I mean, yeah, you would want to do the same thing over and over again instead of having to do different
Yeah,
things. Because I feel like some of those things are better than just the 3 things. But
yeah.
hey,
Typically, yeah. I was gonna say it'd be
no,
better if that first sentence just didn't say if it's the first time. It just could always do the surveilling, and then it would say if it's the second, do this. If it's the third, do that. Kind of like that. Miss Bumbleflower, it could always like fall back on the first one no matter what. But I get
mhm,
it.
I get it. Well, once again, we'll talk about when we do our commander grades. Speaking of another legendary, let's move on to the next one. It is the Swarmweaver. 2 black green for a 2/3 legendary artifact creature Scarecrow. Says when it enters, create 2/1/1 black and green insect creature tokens with flying. It also has Delirium. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, insects and spiders you control get +1/+1 and have a death touch.
Hmm.
Do we have a new insect commander?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
Seems like a helper.
Does it?
Hey, are you blinking this guy to get more tokens? I guess you can
Well,
just play the insects and
no.
spiders.
Yeah, you just have more insects, more spiders building around the deck. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know. It's a dumb kindred in my opinion.
It could be. But in standard, is this good? 4 mana for 2/3 with a potential upside to have 2/2/2s and death touch.
Uh, how many insects and
Yeah.
spiders are playable in standard?
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking
Oh,
about the body, right?
just add the
So,
got it.
yeah.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, this it is not an insect or spider itself, which I think is
Oh, it's a
interesting.
scarecrow. It's scary.
It is scary. But 4 mana for 3 bodies, terrible.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But I don't know. We'll see if it sees play. Let's move on to another Japanese showcase. It's another Overlord. This time, it's called Overlord of the Floodpits. It's 3 and 2 blue for a 5/3 enchantment creature, Avatar Horror. It's got Impending 4 again for 1 and 2 blue. It's got Flying, and it says when it enters or attacks, draw 2 cards, then discard a card.
That's good.
Seems like you like this one.
That
This
one's
is you.
a lot better.
Blue player.
Blue player. Well, I'm just saying, entering and attacking, and sure, I don't care that I'm discarding a card, but card draw is very, very good. Got
Very,
evasion. It's a
very.
5/3, so it dies easy, but it's flying.
It also looks terrifying in this art.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what is
whatever.
that thing?
Not even that. The things that are behind it. I don't even know what that is either.
Are these aliens?
It looks like they're aliens.
It's like a.
It's like an alien turtle. Squid.
It's like a quiet place almost, you know.
It looks like its belly is a bookshelf.
It does look like that.
I don't like
This
this.
this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. Drawing cards is good, especially this one only costs 3 mana and pending 4, so
Yeah.
pretty
It's
good.
impending. People see it coming from a mile
5
away,
mana,
but
5/3 flyer, draw 2 cards, discard a card. How often are these cards going to be impending? Let's be honest.
in the game of EDH where you can remove time counters, probably pretty often. In standard, if they're even played, probably never.
I just think, yeah, it's just weird, right? Because taking off 4 turns in standard is rough.
It's pretty rough.
Playing something for, I mean, okay, let me rephrase this. I guess if blue specifically, you're probably being a control deck. You're probably going to control the board for those 4 turns.
That's true.
So maybe this does see play. Let's move on. This is going to be the bundle exclusive for this specific art, but there is different art, so it is in the set. It's Grievous Wound. It's 3 and 2 black for an enchantment aura, which I don't know why this is not a curse. It should be, because you enchant player. Enchanted player can't gain life. It also says whenever enchanted player is dealt damage, they lose half their life rounded up.
Big yikes.
Why is that a thing?
Because it's awesome? What do you mean?
Think about this in EDH, man.
Oh,
You
I'm thinking about it.
Play this on turn 5, and you're like, oh, you're cursed now. And your opponent goes, oh, great, I'm still at 40 life. I should be fine. Pinged for 1 damage, they just lost 20 life. Let's say you get like a 2/2 on the field. You play this on a player that just passed their turn. They don't have any blockers. You deal 2 damage. They go into the 38. Now this says, hey, by the way, you lose half your life. They're now at 19. You pass it to the player. They hit them for however much damage. They're probably in the single digits now. And they pass it to the next player. And now they're at 2 life.
Well, they can't die.
They can't die, but they're probably dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super mean.
This card's a death sentence to 1 player.
That's not nice. I don't like this then. I'm probably going to play it, but I don't like it.
So apparently this is not a curse, even though I said in the beginning, why is this not a curse? Because Wizards said curses are too tied to Innistrad.
No, debatable. Okay.
Especially with a set that is literally about horror and should be about cursing things.
Yeah.
And this card is literally cursing a player to just die. Should be a curse.
The designers have specific things when they build worlds, all right? And they're picky.
True. Hey, you know what I was thinking about?
What?
Imagine getting this to a player and hitting them with something with double strike.
No, because then that person would be dead.
Not dead.
They'd be pretty dead.
We talked about it, right? But that would be brutal.
That'd be pretty dead. That'd be pretty pissed.
Let's pretend that 2/2 is a double striker, shall we? You hit them for 2, they go to 38. They go to 19. You hit them for 2, they go to 17. They go to 8.
7. Yeah. Oh, round it up.
Round it up. Or actually, round it up with 9, right? Yeah. They go to 9. That's rough. That's 1 turn. They went from 40 to 9.
I know how that feels, dude.
Yeah, but that's nuts. All right, let's move on. we got a new land cycle. We got 5 new lands. We're just gonna be talking about one of them because they're all the same except they're different in terms of the colors. So they're the Verge lands. So all of them have a word and then Verge. So this one is just Thornspire Verge. The land, you can tap it to add a red. You can also tap it to add a green. Activate only if you control a mountain or a forest. Good,
Don't
good
hate them.
cycle.
Yeah.
It's a good cycle. This doesn't say basic land either. So if you got anything that has mountain or forest on it, turns this on.
Yeah, and that has the subtype of mountain or forest. Very true.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I don't hate it. It doesn't come in tapped, and it always taps for. This is just like a strictly better basic, right? Like if you just put in a
Yeah.
mountain.
I mean, in a way, if you're running, I think these are best in 2-color decks.
Yeah, I would probably.
Uh,
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, they go in 3 colors as well. They go in all decks really, but
I'm just saying, like
I
if you have a mountain in a deck, you can just change out a mountain for this, and at the worst case scenario, it's still tapping for a red.
yeah. And like I said, we do have other ones. So there is a green white that I'm going to list them in order of the color they tap for and the color they could tap for. So it's green white. You've got black red, blue black, and white blue. Just 5 of them from this set. They said there will probably be more, which is there's definitely going to be more in the future.
Yeah.
This is a way to make a 20 land cycle. So 5 at a time.
Cool.
Cool, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Verge lands.
New
It's
lands that
exciting
don't
to
tap.
get
Yeah.
new rare lands that are good. I like it. We're
Like
here.
it too.
And the final card we are talking about today is another new Leyline. This is Leyline of Transformation. 2/2 blue enchantment. Once again, if it's in your opening hand, you can put it onto the battlefield. As it enters, you choose a creature type. It says creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. We got
That's
basically
nice.
Maskwood Nexus.
Yeah, I was gonna say another way to help kindred decks. That's really cool. All
Yeah,
right.
let me rephrase that. It's not Maskwood Nexus because they're not all the creature types.
Oh,
That was a
oh,
misspeak. But it is everything is just one creature type. And that's cool.
that is cool. I like it.
Yeah,
Seems like a good ley line.
it does. Especially if you get that on the field for free right in the beginning of the game, then it really just go ahead and make your Kindred deck the best it can
Yeah,
be.
I was gonna say then your deck's probably humming if it's in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. For
Cool.
sure it is. But yeah, that is going to do it for us today. If you guys liked that video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Comment down below. What was your favorite card we talked about today? There's a bunch to choose from, but we'll start with you, Shane. What was your favorite?
I think my favorite's probably Tyvar out of the bunch, honestly. Seems like a fun commander to kind of build around.
Yeah, Tyvar does seem very fun. My personal favorite from today, I'm going to have to go with the Ghost Vacuum. I think that card's really fun. It just goes in every deck, and I'm here for cards that slot into everything.
Who are you gonna
So
call?
yeah, Ghostbusters. Once again, comment down below. What was your guys' favorite? While you're down there, check the description. You'll find links to all of our social media accounts. That's X, Instagram, and TikTok. At Guys That Magic for every single one. Follow us on those as well. On the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they are seeing, which is not here on YouTube, exclusive content on our Patreon. Check the description as well and consider subscribing. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye bye.